I really hate giving this advice. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This week I am going to talk to you about how I go about rewriting instead of editing, which is one of my biggest tips for writing anything from creative writing to academic essays. It's really, really helpful. So here's the tip. When you're writing and doing new drafts of whatever that writing is, be it an academic essay, a poem, a novel, a script, whatever you're writing, when you're going through drafts, instead of editing onto an existing document, here's what I do. I take half of my screen, and I also have a second monitor, so depending on the situation, sometimes I just leave it on the one screen, sometimes I use both. It just depends on what I'm doing, how big the document is, like that kind of stuff. One half of my screen is the original document, whether that be the first draft of the thing or the 18th, but the most recent draft goes on one side. A blank document goes on the other. And what I'm doing is, instead of editing straight into that document and finding whatever errors need fixing in that existing document, I am rewriting every single word of the document, whatever it is. Let's say Sally sold seashells by the seashore. If in the original document I have Sally sold seashells by the seashore, and that's my whole writing that I have, I will open up a new document. I mean, obviously, if that was really something so short, I'd probably just press enter a few times and do it a few lines down, but we're not talking about that. This is just the example I have. In the new document, I might be reading it as I write, because I'm going to rewrite every word. Sally sells. Ooh, I think sells sounds better than sold. I think I like that more. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. I may not have noticed that if I wasn't rewriting rather than just looking at something that already is there. So that's what I'm doing. That's physically what I'm doing. I know that it sounds a little terrible because it does take a lot of time. That's why it always hurts a little bit giving the advice, because it just takes a lot of time. And I don't always have the available time for it. I can't always do it because of that. But it's really helpful and it works so well. So let me explain why. When I'm editing just within an existing document rather than doing this method, I find that I miss so much more. I have to do so many more drafts, and I have trouble figuring out how to fix issues I find. And I end up just leaving them as they were and saying, oh, good enough. When I use a new document and rewrite rather than just editing, I catch more, I see more grammar errors, I pay attention to more, I spend more time trying to figure out how to actually fix things than just accepting them as they are subpar, because I have to pay attention to every single thing I write. And I don't want to rewrite something that I'm not really loving if I can figure out a way to fix it. And sometimes I can't, and I have to just deal with the fact that this might need some time away, this might need a few more drafts, I might need to just kind of brainstorm on how exactly I can work on that. But and sometimes it depends on how long I have available until, you know, a due date or something like that, but it gives me the opportunity to actually see and understand what's going on. That's the basic of it. You know, there's little adjustments depending on what I'm doing, but it really, really does work to have me more mindful and conscious about what I'm doing when I write and when I do further and further drafts of something I'm writing, and it makes them come out so much better. So if you have any questions about this more, hopefully I covered it in a way that's understandable and kind of expresses like why I think it's so important. But if there's more that I haven't talked about that you think, you know, you want to know, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to talk about this more. I really, as much as it's a rough way to do it just because it takes so long, it's worth the effort. It really, really is. And if you liked this video and you want to see more of this kind of content, go ahead and like this video so I know that this is the kind of stuff you're looking for. And you can always comment requests for videos in the comments and I will try to make that happen. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again next week. Bye!